Hey guys, it's Admin RG from Tranz4mation360tv. Welcome to the Love Diary Series 2. Today's topic is basically mindset. So, what sort of mindset should we have when getting into a relationship? And I'm just here, like I said in episode 1, to just share my experiences, share my thoughts, and share what I've actually learned from God in terms of your mindset when getting into a relationship. So we're going to go through 2 mindset points. So the first one is purpose. So we must have a mindset of knowing what the purpose of a relationship is. That is so important. And the second point, our mindset point, is basically knowing what to do in a relationship. So obviously first we're going to talk about purpose. So for men, the purpose of being in a relationship, you're not here to get a woman just for show. You're here to find your future partner, your future best friend, the person that you're going to work with, the person that you're going to build a family with. As men, we need to prepare ourselves. We need to know that when we're dating, or if we're in a relationship with a girl, that there's a purpose. The purpose is basically marriage. So you shouldn't be with anybody that you're not going to marry. And obviously if you're dating, you take it slow, you make sure you get to know each other until you get to the next step, which is obviously, boyfriend and girlfriend. It's all about preparation. There's nothing wrong. It sounds silly, like, should I study on relationships? Should I watch sermons on relationships? There's nothing wrong with that, literally. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about preparing yourself, so let's, making sure that you're financially stable, making sure you got your dreams right, you got your ambition right, and you're working towards it. You got to think and have the mindset of thinking of the future, not the past, not the now, because otherwise it's all going to catch up and just blow in your face. My friend said something really silly. He was only joking, but let me just be blunt in it. He said basically, oh, now I understand why all these people go out with guys go out with ugly girls. Like, it was a stupid comment basically. But what he truly meant, because obviously he was joking, what he truly meant is that, obviously attraction is not just with the face. So there's some people with certain people because they make them into a better person. And as a man, we need to find a woman. I'm going to keep on pressing this. Like, we need to stop thinking about that outer appearance and how the girl looks. We need to try and understand a woman, and we need to try to understand who this person is. It's not about taking advantage of her, but it's about finding the right person that's compatible for you. It's about finding the right person that can make you into a better person, that can aid your dream, that can do wonderful things. Another important point is that our future wives, she needs to be spiritual. She needs to be a Christian. She needs to be spiritual. Like, what I mean by that is, like, obviously with any girl, with any person, they can help us physically, emotionally, but no, if they can't help you spiritually, what's the point? Sometimes we're gonna get spiritual attacks. Sometimes we're gonna need prayer. So it's best to find a strong Christian woman that loves the Lord. You can't go wrong with that. For ladies, for the ladies, it's exactly the same thing, but vice versa, just the other way around. Looking for a man that's spiritual, looking for a man that can help your children, making sure that he's out of debt. All the important things, not the minor things like does he put the toilet seat down. But that's important to some people. But you get my point. Do you know what I mean? It's about finding someone that's compatible. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, prayer. Obviously, there's loads of other things that we can do. But the main thing when you get into a relationship, or you're planning to get into a relationship or whatever, is that you want to try to find the person inside of them, try to know basically the heart. That's what truly matters. You guys are supposed to support us, make us into better men, because men, we're stupid. The mistakes that we make as men, and that's the whole reason of the little example of the head and neck. Do you know what I mean? Women are the neck, and it turns the man's head, because women, from my personal experience, and I'm sure you guys agree, women can see things that we cannot see. We lack in so many places, and hence the reason why God created Adam and Eve, and hence the reason why it's so important when we have children that the man and the woman is there, so the balance is there, and they can both be fed to the child to grow up the child in the proper manner. As a guy, I'll openly say that I need a woman in my life. I need the right woman in my life, but I need a woman that's going to mold me, support me spiritually, build me up, and have my back, and just help me to create my empire at the end of the day. Like, men, at the end of the day, whether men want to be stubborn or not say it, we need women. hence the reason why we've got our mother, hence the reason why we have this lovely relationship. Oh no, obviously not everybody, but we have this relationship with our mother who gave birth to us, and you know, with the father doing what he has to do to support us as well. So women have a very important role. Hence the reason why in the Bible it talks about, you know, why God says, you know, I'm going to create you a woman to help you. Do you know what I mean? Now I want to talk about the second point, mindset point, which is basically relationship. And obviously this is going to, what I'm saying now is going to obviously link to purpose, but I want to talk about the mindset of being in an actual relationship. There's only so much I can say about the woman's side of things, because obviously I'm not a woman, but talking from a man's point of view, you know, when we're going out over a woman, when we're going out over a girl that we like, or you know, it's confirmed, and you know you're building up to a future, you know, you need to treat this girl with respect. You need to give your all 100% every day. You know, obviously we're men, obviously this is life. We're gonna have stressful days, we're gonna have bad days, we're gonna have happy days, but your mission is to make your woman happy. Silly as it sounds, there's a lot of dying and broken relationships because men still haven't worked. I worked it out. Well, I've always been this way. I'm talking about romance basically, but I've always, when you know, before Christ, you know, I've always had the mindset of, you know, being romantic to my girl and this and that. But for men, some men just think it's silly, and I think in general we misinterpret what the definition of romance is. Being romantic is not about the money, the flowers, an air balloon in the night and you're kissing, or any of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Being romantic, the definition, this is my definition, the definition of being romantic or romance is basically knowing your woman, knowing what she likes. Because as simple as that sounds, you know, when you're with a girl, if a guy writes, like does something simple like this, if a guy writes I love you and puts it under her pillow and she finds it, she's gonna smile, she's gonna love that. Not all girls like that, but little stuff like that, it helps a relationship. It redefines and makes sure it lets the girl know that this guy actually does love me. As silly as it sounds, it's not silly, but that's how girls were created, you know, through their emotions. Do you know what I mean? So it's a guy's job, do you know what I mean, to be romantic. Which means, obviously I'm going to say again, being romantic means knowing your girl, knowing your wife, your future wife, or knowing your wife unless you're married or whatever, knowing your wife, knowing your girlfriend, doing the things that she likes, knowing her favorite color. So you know, if she likes high heels, her favorite color is purple, you buy purple high heels because you know she likes purple and she likes high heels. It's so simple, but us men were so stubborn, we forget and we become lazy, and then it causes problems in the relationship. So romance is actually needed in a relationship and it shouldn't be taken lightly. And I'm not saying be romantic every day, but throw some surprises. Treat your woman like she's your queen and she'll do exactly the same for you. Obviously we're kings, so we need to adopt the mindset of knowing that when we're in a relationship, or even through friendships, you know, even our friend, because it starts with friendship, like I said in the last episode, we're trying to make this person as a better person. The person that we're trying to make them a better person. We're trying to have their back. So in being in a relationship, we're trying to make a future, you know, houses, finances, all of that stuff. We're trying to make, and it's not about women nagging us, you know, why don't you have your driving license, blah blah blah. But you do things with love, you do things with wisdom, you know, you don't nag. That's the one thing that us men, we hate. We don't want a nagging woman, but we want a woman. What was that saying that was on Facebook the other day, that men are not, and I read it in a book, men don't want a mum, but they want a partner. Do you know, men don't want a coach, but they want a partner. Do you know, they want that sort of mindset, that sentence right there. That's what we want. We don't want a mum who's nagging us every day, but you do everything with wisdom. Do you know what I mean? So vice versa. Don't think that a woman's always going to be obviously saying do this, do that. Do you know what I mean? And that's why it's important to be, that's why God is in the center of the relationship, because he teaches. The reason why I'm like this right now, why I'm saying all these things right now, is because of God. So God has taught me, brought me with certain people. God has taught me these sort of mindsets and these things in terms of relationships. And obviously I learned a whole leap of this stuff even when, after our past relationship, which I'll talk in later episodes. I was in a relationship where my partner couldn't compromise, and that broke down the relationship. And this is I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna go a little bit into compromising and then finish off this episode. There should be no selfishness in a relationship. It's not about a woman always wanting her way or a man always wanting his way or whatever. You know, a definition of compromising, or you know, a good example of compromising. So say for example, I like football, yeah, and my girlfriend hates football. Do you know what I mean? By compromising, obviously there's many examples, but I'm using this example. By her compromising is her coming to my football games and supporting me, even though she doesn't hate football. Even though she hates football, she's there for me, not for football, and she's enjoying herself. She's supporting me. She's saying, yeah, go ref, because she loves me and she's there to support me and she wants me to win, but she hates football, but she's there for me. So it's about not seeing, it's about compromising, you know, with yourself, not seeing what you hate, but seeing what your partner likes and catering for them. So another example, like I'll share this with you, like I hate feet. I'm not gonna touch nobody's feet, blah blah. But with my girlfriend, I knew that she liked foot massages, so I did that for her because I know she likes it, and she came back from work and she was tired, so I did it because I know it's relaxing and it helps her. It's the sort of mindset that we need to adopt, and that's just one. There's 7 pillars which I'm about to talk about now, but that's just one of the 7 pillars that is needed in a relationship, and there's probably more, but I'm sure all these 7 pillars that I've been taught, it links to basically almost everything in a relationship. These are the 7 pillars that build up a relationship. Number 1, communication. Number 2, sacrifice. Number 3, romance. Number 4, time. Number 5, tolerance. Number 6, understanding. Finally, number 7, I almost forgot it. Finally, number 7, compromising. And I didn't do that in any sort of order at all. So next episode I'm going to talk about the 7 pillars. Thank you guys for your time. Make sure you subscribe, that you comment, show some support. Tell me what you think. You know, tell me what you think about what I said. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know about your experiences. Thank you for the support, guys. I love you. RJ, I'm out.